Salvia hot lips, agrowplants.org, also known as Salvia microphylla or hot lips plant or baby sage. Baby sage because of the small cute flowers, probably, I assume. So some characterize, and before this, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to purchase this plant, there is a link below, link in the right top side. And if you purchase, this is donation for this channel. Also, be aware that this plant, it's a shrub, a perennial evergreen used for the edible leaves. This is rare, and other parts are also can be edible but not really relevant, and usually and mostly used for the ornamental flowers and the fragrant, and the leaves also are nice but could be better. Can grow in variety of climate, subtropics, Mediterranean temperate climate, hardiness zone from 10 to 11, but you can grow it as, this is a perennial evergreen, but if you want to grow it as an annual, 5 to 9 can grow as an annual. And in hardiness zone of 9 can grow also as a perennial, but with the right overwinter care. So as I said, the leaves are edible, fragrant, and the color green V shape leaves a little bit hairy. The leaves flavor remind black currant, but you need, of course, in my opinion, a lot of imagination. The flowers are pink with white. This is why it's super nice. It's look like a little dancer, in my opinion. It's like, here is the head, here is the shape of the body, and this is a tutu, the pink tutu. Except these, the flowers a little bit change the color by the temperature. So how to grow it? So prefer more than minus 2 Celsius. It means that it can survive frost, but a little bit less, even colder than frost can survive. Well-drained soil, rich soil, and mulch, especially in the cold winter, will be mulch, and especially when the plant is young. If the plant is young, better to add some mulch. If you want winter care, so require to put a lot of mulch, wood chip in the base, dead leaves, and this will protect it, especially in hardiness zone of 9. You can start to grow it by a plant, seeds, or cutting. If you want to grow it by cutting, possible to put it in water and switch every few days. It's now one option. Put the soil in better, it's much better. Peat soil with a root growth hormone, and better to do it in the spring when it's become warm a little bit, or even in the autumn it's possible in hardiness zone of 10B to 11, and to do it in half shade, better than full sun. Full sun can cause some issues, so half shade will do the job. You don't must start it from cuttings, but it's really easy. Also from seeds it's okay. I never saw something that it's really hard. You just usually, I will explain later how to start from seeds. This plant might be invasive, and planting season will be spring to the summer in hardiness zone of 9, spring to the autumn in hardiness zone of 10B, and in the summer, if it's too much hot, better not, but possible, and all year around in hardiness zone of 11. And if you grow it as an annual, you can plant it in the spring after the last frost. Major pests are aphids and spider mites. Pruning can be all the year, better after the blooming, and you prune usually just for design and dead and weak stems. The height of the plant can be from 70 centimeter to 1.2 meter. It's mean 28 to 48 inches. Growth speed, usually it's medium growing in the right condition and requires small to average amount of water. The plant will grow and bloom the best in full sun. You can also grow it in half shade, but I wouldn't grow it in half shade as an annual or in cold climate. If you want to grow it in a container, 10 to 20 liter will be okay. It's mean 2.5 to let's say 5 gallons, something like this. Requires small to average amount of water. Drainage, it's important, and make enough holes. Every few years, better to switch part of the soil. Use a potting mix or peat soil with perlite and vermiculite, and some fertilizer will be great. Blooming information, so can be entire year the blooming season, but in colder climate won't bloom in the winter and in the autumn. The leaves are edible, as I said. Harvesting season will be in hardiness zone of 11, can be all the year. Hardiness zone of 9 to 10. Usually it's in the spring to the autumn and also as an annual plant. Better not in the autumn, better to actually harvest in the spring. After the plant established, you can cut it freely. Leaves are oval, and you can actually, the major reasons that people use it, it's to for beverage. Some people can use it in salad. I'm not sure that it's a right idea. They are a little bit hairy. It's not very pleasant when the leaves are young. Maybe better to use them. If you want to sow it, so start from from seeds. You can throw it and it will germinate if you have the right condition, but some information. So temperature will be from 20 to 25 Celsius. It means 68 to 77 Fahrenheit. Possible from 15 to 29 Celsius. It means 59 to 84 Fahrenheit, but it will take more time in order to germinate. It's one die at least. And of course, less will germinate. Saving in a nice dark place, cool temperature will be great. Also possible in the refrigerator. Sowing season, better to do it in the spring. Possible in the autumn. It's you can do it if you have the right temperature. You can just sow it. It will germinate and it will start to grow. Better to do it plant it in sunny location. And if it's cold in your area, it must be in sunny location. You keep the soil moist, a little bit humidity, and this will be enough usually. It takes 2 to 3 weeks in optimal condition, but can take 5 weeks and even more in order to germinate. Usually it's not very hard to grow this plant, and there isn't a special requirement. When you grow this Salvia hot lips, be aware that you can use it for edible reason or of course ornamental for these beauty flowers. They are cute. You can put it also in half shade. Full shade will grow but might do some problems, and this is something that you should consider. Last thing that I want to say, you can start by cutting, you can start by seeds, but be aware that it's very easy to grow it and also to take care of the plant, so it's not something that requires too much, so just put it and forget about it. It will bloom and grow well. That's all from growplants.org. Don't forget to subscribe, visit our website, and of course if you have any question, just ask. You have here links about more videos, some lists, subscribe, and of course purchase a plant, and this is donation for our channel. I hope you enjoy and come visit us again.